For more than a decade, Sam Heughan has been almost inseparable from the image of Jamie Fraser. But now, the Scottish star is preparing to leave the Highlands behind and enter an entirely different world. His next major television project, Embassy, is already attracting attention thanks to an intriguing partnership with Anna Kendrick and a storyline packed with danger, political intrigue and unresolved emotions. The six-part geopolitical thriller brings Heughan and Kendrick together as Connor Wright and Leia, two people whose complicated past may be just as dangerous as the crisis surrounding them. And while fans are already talking about the pair's apparent chemistry, there is one important distinction that should not be overlooked. There is currently no verified evidence that Sam Heughan and Anna Kendrick are romantically involved in real life. What viewers are seeing is the chemistry between their fictional characters, whose complicated history is at the center of the story. A very different Sam Heughan. Embassy represents a dramatic departure from the role that made Sam Heughan the global television star. Instead of Jamie Fraser, the Highland warrior, husband, father and survivor, Heughan steps into the modern world as Connor Wright, a battle-hardened British SAS soldier. His character is not simply a military operative. Connor has a personal connection to Leia, the American diplomat played by Anna Kendrick. The two were once engaged, meaning their reunion comes with years of history, unresolved questions and emotions that neither character can simply ignore. That history becomes even more complicated when they are forced to work together during an extraordinary crisis. An embassy under attack. The story follows Leia, an American diplomat stationed in London, whose world changes when armed mercenaries storm the U.S. Embassy. Suddenly, she faces an impossible decision. She must determine whether to protect the U.S. ambassador or follow orders to extract a high-value asset from inside the embassy. As the situation escalates, a much larger conspiracy begins to emerge. With danger closing in from every direction, Leia turns to someone she once planned to marry. Her former fiancé, Connor Wright. That decision places Sam Heughan directly at the heart of the action. The two characters must overcome their complicated past while navigating an environment where trust can mean the difference between survival and disaster. Forget Jamie and Claire. This is something completely different. For longtime Outlander viewers, perhaps the biggest challenge will be separating Sam Heughan from Jamie Fraser. There will be no 18th century Scotland. No Fraser's Ridge. No time travel. And no Jamie and Claire. Instead, Embassy takes audiences into a contemporary world of military operations, diplomacy, international politics and conspiracy. That difference could ultimately be the show's greatest strength. Rather than trying to recreate the magic of Outlander, Embassy gives Heughan the opportunity to show audiences a side of his acting that they have rarely seen on television. Jamie Fraser fought with a sword. Connor Wright operates in a modern battlefield. Jamie was deeply connected to his family and homeland. Connor appears to be entering a world where political secrets and military strategy are just as dangerous as physical combat. For an actor who spent 8 seasons embodying one iconic character, the chance to create someone completely different could be an important new chapter. Anna Kendrick takes center stage. While Sam Heughan is undoubtedly a major attraction for Outlander fans, Embassy is not being built around him alone. Anna Kendrick leads the series as Leia, an American diplomat who finds herself at the center of an escalating international crisis. Known for projects including Pitch Perfect, A Simple Favor and Woman of the Hour, Kendrick now takes on a much more intense action thriller role. Leia is portrayed as intelligent, resourceful and capable of making difficult decisions under extraordinary pressure. She is not simply a character waiting to be rescued. Instead, she is at the center of the crisis and must make choices that could affect everyone around her. Her complicated relationship with Connor adds another emotional layer to the story. They were once engaged. They know each other's strengths. They know each other's weaknesses. And they may know each other's secrets. Now they have to decide whether they can trust one another when the stakes could not be higher. J.K. Simmons adds even more star power. The cast also features Academy Award-winning actor J.K. Simmons, who plays the American ambassador. His character is directly connected to Leia's impossible decision during the embassy crisis, making him an important part of the central conflict. With Kendrick, Heughan and Simmons at the center of the cast, Embassy has assembled a combination of major talent that could give the series considerable dramatic weight. The creative team is equally ambitious. The series was created and written by Rom Lotan, with John Strickland and Christian Alvart directing. Strickland is known for projects including Bodyguard and The Rig, while Alvart has worked across international film and television productions. Together, the team appears to be aiming for a cinematic thriller rather than a conventional television action series. 6 episodes, one dangerous race against time. Embassy will consist of just 6 episodes. That relatively short format could work in the show's favor. There is little room for unnecessary detours when an embassy has already been attacked, a high-value asset needs to be extracted and a conspiracy is beginning to unfold. The story has to move. The characters have to make decisions. And Connor and Leia have to confront their complicated history while trying to survive the crisis around them. The series was filmed on location in Cologne, Germany, and London, England, locations that could add an international cinematic atmosphere to the story. MGM Plus has described Embassy as a high-octane 6-part thriller with an exceptional cast and creative team. One first look has already raised questions. Fans have already received a glimpse of what is coming. An early image released for Embassy shows Anna Kendrick and Sam Heughan apparently hiding together inside a ventilation shaft. It is only a single image, but it immediately raises questions. Why are they hiding? What has happened inside the embassy? Can they trust each other? And perhaps most intriguingly, what happens when 2 former fiancés are forced to depend on one another in a life-threatening situation? The series is not being presented as a romance. Its central focus remains action, geopolitics, conspiracy and survival. But the emotional history between Connor and Leia could make the story considerably more complicated. Are Sam Heughan and Anna Kendrick getting closer? This is almost certainly one of the questions fans will ask. On screen, the answer appears to be yes. Their characters are being placed in an extremely intimate and dangerous situation, and the story deliberately gives them a complicated romantic history. But when it comes to real life, the situation is very different. There is currently no reliable evidence establishing a romantic relationship between Sam Heughan and Anna Kendrick. The excitement comes from the professional collaboration and the dynamic between their characters. And honestly, that may be more than enough. 2 accomplished actors. A former engagement. An embassy under attack. An international conspiracy. A mysterious high-value asset. And only 6 episodes to uncover the truth. That is already a compelling combination. The beginning of Sam Heughan's post-Outlander era. There is also something symbolic about the timing of Embassy. Outlander has now completed its 8-season run, closing one of the most important chapters of Sam Heughan's career. For years, audiences knew him primarily as Jamie Fraser. Now they are being asked to meet Connor Wright. That transition will not necessarily be easy. Jamie became more than a television character. He became part of popular culture and a defining role in Heughan's career. Fans may instinctively compare Connor to Jamie. They may listen for Jamie's voice. They may look for Jamie's personality. They may even expect another version of the Highland Warrior. But that would miss the point. Connor Wright is supposed to be different. And perhaps the most exciting thing about Embassy is that Sam Heughan does not appear to be trying to recreate Jamie Fraser. He is moving forward. When can fans watch Embassy? MGM Plus has confirmed that Embassy will have a US home on both its linear channel and streaming platform. However, an official premiere date has not yet been announced. The series is also being positioned as an international production, with availability planned across several international markets. MGM Plus has announced distribution across markets including Italy, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, Brazil, Mexico, Chile, Colombia and Argentina, while Prime Video has deals covering the UK, Ireland, Canada, France, Australia and New Zealand. Germany will receive the series through ZDF. For a star with such a global fan base, that international reach could be particularly important. Could Connor Wright become Sam's next defining role? That remains the biggest unanswered question. Will viewers immediately accept Sam Heughan as Connor Wright? Or will they spend the first few episodes looking at him and thinking of Jamie Fraser? Nobody knows yet. But Connor has one advantage. He is not simply another generic action hero. His complicated relationship with Leia gives him emotional depth, while the military and political setting places him in an entirely different world from Outlander. The result could allow Heughan to demonstrate just how far he can move beyond the character that defined his career for so long. A new era is beginning. For Outlander fans still missing Jamie and Claire, Embassy will never replace their story. It does not need to. Instead, the series offers something completely different. A modern thriller. A dangerous international conspiracy. A former couple forced to work together. A race against time. And Sam Heughan stepping into one of the most different roles of his television career. There are still plenty of questions. The premiere date remains unknown. The full conspiracy has yet to be revealed. Fans do not know whether Connor and Leia will reconcile. They do not know whether the past feelings will return. And they certainly do not know how audiences will react to Sam's new character. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The end of Outlander is not the end of Sam Heughan's television journey. It may simply be the beginning of a new one. The Highlands are behind him. London is calling. Jamie Fraser has become part of television history. Now, Connor Wright is waiting to be discovered. And if Embassy delivers on its promise, Sam Heughan may give audiences a very good reason to stop looking for Jamie and start watching for what comes next.